Doesn't this background look a lot better than it used to? Greetings everyone, welcome to the To Climb a Mountain podcast, an Indy author's journey diary number 5. I had quite an eventful week this week. Probably the most major thing I got was the new covers, which you can see behind me at the top of the board. They're not all my covers back there, I couldn't fit them all up there, but my background is kind of a work in progress. Probably a slow work in progress, but yeah. It beats having the DVD covers I had back there. But the new covers I got look awesome. I did do a video on it on my YouTube channel showing the covers off, but I will put them at the end of this video. And for the audio listeners, I'll put a link to the video under the diary episode. Well, I'll quickly go into how much writing I got done this week. I actually probably had my most impressive day I've had for a while. I actually wrote 5,000 words in one day, which was absolutely awesome. I don't even think I've done that for a couple of years now, just because, I'm busy and distractions and all that sort of stuff. So I really forced myself to sit there. And I did have breaks, but it wasn't like just constant. But yeah, I tried to write in blocks of 1,500 or so, then have a break, exercise, look up stuff on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. And then got it done, so a bit over 5,000 words, and I actually got some editing done that day too, which is just, a very productive day. And that was all writing my new series, Raid Slayer. I'm up to book 2, I'm most of the way through writing that. Although now that I've been writing it, I've worked out book 2's twice as long as book 1, so I'm trying to work out early on in book 2 if I can maybe make some of that the end of book 1 and not end book 1 where I had originally planned. That's the problem with being a pantser like me and not plotting out everything beforehand. Stuff can carry you away basically, but yeah. But the good thing about it is that the sex scenes in the book aren't anywhere near as much as the story as they originally were. If I add to book 1, then the sex scenes might be 30% of the story, and the other 70% is all the actual plot of the actual book. So that's the good thing about having a bit more of an expansive story than I'd originally planned, is that now I probably won't be thrown in the erotica dungeon. I still need to research on like what words you can and can't use and how graphic things can be and all that sort of stuff, but yeah. I am talking to a few other litRPG sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, sexy writers or whatever the word is, Eden Red and Stuart Gross and stuff like that. So I'll probably hit them up again and maybe get a more detailed explanation of things. Eden Red wrote Lewd Kingdoms and Stuart Gross wrote Lewd Dungeon, both of which I'm reading at the moment. So, and I'm also reading Goddess Tamer, I can't think of his name. And I definitely class Goddess Tamer as erotica. They're very short books, and as you know, I've mentioned that Raid Slayer was originally going to be something like Goddess Tamer, but as usual, I let things get carried away a bit, and it's expanded a bit from there. But I'm still keeping the scope of this series definitely focused and narrow, not going to let it go completely crazy like I did with the Lost Sun books, for example. For those of you who don't know, Heir to a Lost Son was originally just meant to be like a 40,000 word novella or something, and it ended up as a 139,000 novel, and then part of a 4-part and now 5-part series. So with other series that'll spin off afterwards if I ever get that book to actually sell and do good sort of thing, and then I wanted it to be my core series. So yeah, a bit different from my original vision of a 40,000 word novella. I had planned to release my post-apocalyptic series I wrote. I've had 3 books written in it I've done, and that's still sitting on my hard drive somewhere forgotten basically. So anyway, live and learn. But I'm really enjoying writing Raid Slayer. It's been a hell of a lot of fun, really. The female characters, I really like them, and they've each got their own personalities. I'm only up to the third female character in it. Her name's Missy, she's like a bard, and yeah, I'm trying to make them all fun in their own way and all have their own character arcs and growth and all that type of stuff. Uh, Trying to inject humour into it a lot as well, although it's not always easy because I'm trying to keep the word count down so I can't go too crazy with humour and stuff. But I think by the time all the women are in it by book 4, it's definitely going to be a lot more comedic. Although, yeah, try writing a sex scene with 5 women and a guy. It's probably not going to be easy, and it's not going to be something you can just get over in 500 words and do it justice. So, yeah, just the whole books are crazy, really, just writing this type of stuff. But hey, it's fun, and I'm having a blast doing it. What else can I say? For the gamers among you, or at least PC gamers, the books are loosely based on a series called Ultima Underworld, which came out I think in 1993 or something. Those games were way ahead of their time, like all Looking Glass games. Well, I don't think it was called Looking Glass Studios then, but yeah. Some of the same people that worked on that have worked on more modern games like the recent Prey game and Dishonored and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, I really liked those games. They were well ahead of their time, so I thought that setting, being exiled underground, would be a cool setting. Although, to be honest, it's a bit like my Lost Sun books, I guess, so I must just like writing underground fantasy type stuff, I suppose. But this last week I haven't really worked on Vesaria Online, or actually I haven't worked on that for 2 or 3 weeks now, something like that. And my Lost Sun books, I need to get back into reading over book 2 to fix it up, so I can at least get book 1 and 2 out, the new book 1 and 2 out of the way, Break Up Heir to a Lost Sun. It's hard finding time. I'm also researching other books for Raid Slayer so I can work out where the line between erotica and non-erotica is, and just all what people expect in that genre sort of thing. So yeah, just time is... By the time I lie down to where I'd read over the Lost Sun book, like when I was doing Heir to a Lost Sun, it was when I was just going to bed, I'd read a chapter or so. But now I've got to read other books, and by the time I get around to the Lost Sun books, I'm just too tired. So yeah, not great, but I suppose it's always hard when you've got a family and a son and a job, and anyway, yeah, so time's always hard to find, really. The way things are going, Raid Slayer is probably going to be coming out next month. I had planned this month, but yeah, I'm a bit behind my schedule as usual, and to be honest, there's a lot of drama going on in litRPG at the moment. A couple of big name authors have been terminated recently that were writing harem litRPG, among other stuff. And that's just caused a massive uproar in the community, obviously. I mean, a lot of people like me, small and mid-list authors, were being hit for page reads a while ago, but now big names are going down too, so a lot of people moved on from the small people being hit and whatever. But yeah, when probably maybe even the 2 biggest names other than Aileron Kong in the genre have gone down, that's going to have some ramifications sort of thing. So yeah, not probably the best time to be releasing a litRPG harem, at least not KU exclusive, and I intend to go KU exclusive with Raid Slayer, at least for the first 3 months, because harem and litRPG are massive in KU, they're not really massive wide. Although more and more people are going wide, including some big authors now. They're pulling out of KU. Maybe we can make a market for litRPG and harem and stuff on Kobo and everywhere else, but I guess that's going to take time to build, sort of thing. Especially Kobo's not big in the US, so a lot of these readers might be from other countries. It's big in Canada and Britain and even here in Australia. So I really hope we can make some sort of market for it off Amazon, because that'll benefit us authors in the long run, really. And yeah, Amazon is becoming increasingly chaotic, I suppose, if you're Amazon exclusive anyway. I don't think as much is going to affect people that are only selling on Amazon and aren't in KU, but still, it's just, yeah, craziness, really. So maybe I'd be better off waiting till maybe the 15th of next month to release them, roughly. Wait till the next lot of page reads reductions are out of the way and all that sort of stuff. But the problem with that is I fully expect to be hit for page reads with Raid Slayer, and to have nearly a month's worth of page reads built up means when they do get around to hitting it, I'm going to be losing quite a lot of money, and it's definitely going to be fairly devastating. That said, the book's really going to be short anyway. It might be 10,000 words long or something, so how much page reads am I going to have, I suppose? I don't know, but these are the worlds we live in, and I suppose these are things you've got to consider now, especially that my account's been hit for page reads before. I'm sure that increases my chance of being hit again. So I'm not set on exactly when I'll be releasing the books. I am fairly set on the price. Book one's going to be 99 cents, and the other 3 books will be $2.99. I'm still not sure if I'll release them all the same day or a few days apart or what I'm doing yet. But I will be putting book 1 and 2 up on Royal Road beforehand to get people reading it and commenting and see what their feedback is. And hopefully get some fans out of it that'll go on to buy the book. I did that with Fasaria Online and it did pretty well in pre-order and everything like that, so I intend to do it again with Raid Slayer. Now other than that, in the coming week I intend to, I'd love to finish the Raid Slayer series, but I at least want to have book 3 done by the time I do my next diary. So I've got to finish book 2 and book 3 and probably do some editing as well of book 2. I like to get the editing out of the way before I move on too far, just because it's definitely having to edit an entire book, even a short one, just in one big go, yeah, definitely doesn't help my motivation. So I like to do it in chunks, basically. So yeah, hopefully finish book 3 of Raid Slayer by the time we speak again, and maybe have read over some of the second part of Heir to a Lost Son, so I can start working on that too. I feel bad for the fans of the Lost Son books, especially the ones that joined up to my mailing list and stuff, and I've written book 3, I need to add some to it and edit it and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, that series has kind of been dead in the water for 6 months now since I released a book, so too bad if you're waiting to find out what happens next, I suppose. But yeah, it's just been busy and so much happening, and the fan base is small anyway, but I still feel bad for them, and I really want to get those books out there because I want to finish them myself, sort of thing, and know where the story ends. And then I'll have to finish the Fasaria books too at some stage, so I'm about 60% of the way through writing book 3 of that, so it's just so much on, and I have now 3 series as I'm working on, which is possibly a stupid move to make, but whatever. I'm a writer, so I go wherever my muse takes me, I guess. Hopefully it takes me somewhere that's actually going to make me a bit of money so I can reinvest into my business. Well, anyway, I'll add the covers of the Raid Slayer books to the end of this video for those that haven't seen it, or the link to the video for the audio listeners. And other than that, I hope you have a good writing week. Take care.